Let's hope this is working. Oh, you may be able to hear me here in a minute. Sorry about the static in the background. Let's hope this is working. Oh, you may be able to... if you can't understand me, it's just my mic. And the way I talk as well is very interesting. But anyway, welcome everybody. This is my first time doing this. Well, I've commentated before, but I've never commentated in this, so I don't really know what to expect. Oh, hold on. We have a message from someone. Might have to restart the stream. Give me a second, people. I'm going to change a couple of things. There we go. That should be better. Need to get onto the YouTube to see the comments now. That's why I had that down the side, but anyway, I'm not going to cause a fuss to see. I can get on the comments now. There we go. $360p. Yes, sorry about that, it is very bad. I might need to change that. Just give me some. I'm not able to change it on the go, so you're just gonna have to stick with it for now. Our qualifying's about to start, so hopefully that should be alright. My internet just wouldn't be the best internet in the world, but it does the job. Right, so here we go for a short qualifying. $360p again. Yes, I can't change it on the go. Qualifying's about to start, so I do apologise. My mic is making funny noises. Yes, it does tend to do that. I tried sorting it, but I need to get a new mic. It's basically, there's a massive buzz. Yes, it's a lot of static. Matthew Green. Let me know if it makes it any better now. Lots of buzz, yes, it's a lot of static. It seems to be alright now, I can hear myself. King Shalom's retired, maybe got a qualifying man, I don't know. Let's see who's going to be for. We're right on board with Flea. We'll get the spectator menu up. Anybody in front of Flea on a lap? There's Percy. I know Percy's a very good driver. So we'll get a lap on board with Percy. I can run you through the lap. I should probably get how long the track is here. So so here we go. So there's first race round China was 2004, and the most wins by single driver is Lewis Hamilton. But I can't seem to get how long the track is. Seem to say. Turn 1 now is a very fast corner and tightens up coming into turn 2 and 3, and then this is classed as 4. And on the straight now coming into 5, which is just a little kink. I wouldn't really class it as a corner, but coming down into 6. Important to get very good traction, and then in the 7, which is a very long corner, in the 8, which is nearly as long as we have a Red Bull off. Who's that? I don't know. This is sort of a where are we now? In the turn 11. I'm going to say it's sort of a square hairpin, but it's not really. It's too big to be a hairpin. But into turn 12 and 13, which will put a lot of stress on the tyres. If anybody has tyre overheating problems with their setups or anything like that, that's where it's really gonna show. As we have DXT Nevo and Percy's in the pits. I don't know why. I'm riding board with Flea now. DXT Nevo on a 132.0, or non-humans on a 130.8. Flea a 131.1. Freedom on a 130.3. Now goes top. If we have a little bit of a glitch here, DXT Nevo's time still up here. There's DXT Hobo on 130.8. Do we have anybody on a lap? That's not the line. We'll look for someone on a lap. We're right on board with Ari now. I think Ari's on a lap. It runs very wide. Don't know if that's the correct line or not. I think it's something in between getting it tight and keeping it wide, so you sort of need to be in the middle. Coming down now into turn 6. That is. in turn 7. This is a very long corner. You don't want to actually be touching. You want to be sort of maybe just diving over by a second. That's not the line. A very bad line there by Ari, the race guy. We'll see if we can get someone else on a lap. Stefano is on a lap, coming now into the last corner, turn 16 on the straight now, and 1:32.5. So these lap times is pretty competitive, from what I can see so far. There's a sort of a good front pack and a good mid pack. There's Percy out again. We'll wait for Percy to go on for a lap, then we'll see how it's done. For no, Percy's a very quick diver from down with him in another league. There we go. By not an optimal last corner, but it will be good enough. Coming now into turn 1, so he needs to be sort of in between what he was doing and what Ari was doing. So yes, that's need to wash it out and get the car straightened up for. Is it classed as turn 2? It is classed as turn 2, and into turn 3 and 4. Now into turn 6, he locks up. Nice traction out of there. Into turn 7, so we need to be a wee bit tighter, as we've an AlphaTauri in front going to hold him up. I've been told to on my attack map. There we go. That's the attack map open. A very nice line through there by Percy. Maybe yellow flag, must be these slow cars, and he's knocked in with all these slower cars in the straight. Funny enough, it's his teammate. What a coincidence. Nice traction out of the turn 14 into 16, which is the last corner. It takes a lot of curb, and that's the way to do it. Into the VRS and a 1:29.9, so that's a very good lap by Percy there. Will I know leader, so that's 3 tenths ahead of Freedom. I'm sure there's other drivers that can go faster. Freedom's now on an out lap as well, so we're riding over Freedom. It takes a lot of corner, or it takes a lot of curb at the last corner. And the turn 1 keeps it very tight. That's not the line I would take, to be honest. I'd cut out wide and get the car straightened up coming down into turn 3. As we have, I'm not even coming now into turn 7, sort of wide again, so maybe not the best lap in the world. Into turn 11, good traction into 12 and 13. You can see the car, the suspension's just a tad too soft whenever he's bouncing up and down coming out of there on their speed. So he sort of And you can sort of tell what sort of setup people's running by that corner. He runs deep into turn 14. A very nice turn 16 there. Opens up DRS, and what's that going to do? That's a 130.0. So we're getting some pretty competitive lap times here now. We'll go right on board with somebody who hasn't set it up. Frenzy here has run out of ERS. Not going to be the best lap on the world. Memory's invalid. He's done 4 laps, so I think maybe invalidated. Like, yeah, and he's in the pits. How do I pronounce this? Chef or Gady? I probably butchered that to hell, but anyway, we'll gloss over that. This P10, you just disappeared. Yes, it's the person I couldn't pronounce left. So look at the understeer. Are they broken his foot wing? No. When look at somebody on a lap instead of looking at people. There we go. We're right on board with Rosdale. It was the only one on an outlap. Percy's on an outlap. We're right on board with Rosdale. See what sort of see if we can gain a second to get to it'll actually be 1.1 seconds to get to Percy. I could be chatting nonsense here. He might never, or they might never. I keep saying he, but you know, I'm not trying to be, what do you call it, genderist or anything like that there. It's just it's a force of habit. Anyway, we'll gloss over that. Rosdale's now starting their lap into turn 1 and 2. Current one, that'll be a little bit of a section into turn 1 that was a little bit too tight for my liking, but everybody has their own way of doing turn 1. Out of there, good traction, gets a little bit of slipstream. The Red Bull needs to move out of the way, and that's not optimal because the Red Bull is still there. Coming out of turn 6 into 7, needs to take a very tight line, a little bit wide for my liking, but into turn 8, nice line through 8 and into 9 and 10. Nearly invalidating the lap. Sorry there, is he? Yes, sorry, you can't control your car. At least you set a lap. That's all that matters. I was reading the comments there, so I missed the turn 11, 12, 13 complex, but it should be alright. Took a very nice line through turn 16, 130.8, so that's a very solid lap time there. Percy's on a lap now as well. Let's see what sort of lap time. Forgot to use a wet weather setup. Is it going to rain? It has rain. Yeah, right, okay. Thanks for the insight, Ari. Much appreciated. Is it gonna rain? Okay, maybe I'm gonna have to cough here. That's better. Is it gonna rain in the race? And if how long? Because you know, obviously it's gonna rain in the race. What am I talking about? Because the other way it wouldn't. It's not raining in qualifying. How long is it gonna rain for in the race, and what laps are gonna be on? That's what I meant to say. See if we can get some insight. Runs wide. We'll get on board with Prix. Prix just warming up his tyres now. Why is the video 360p? Because my internet, well, it's rubbish because I live literally in the middle of nowhere. That's a simple fact about it. Anybody else doing a flying lap? Couple of guys doing a flying lap, but I think they've already completed it. Connectivity most likely. Yeah, something. As we have a diver out, Ari's out. We've a yellow flag in the back straight as we're now running more with Prix. See how Prix can do. And take us through a lap. So into turn one, Prix taking a sort of Tyler line and then start straightens the car up. So that's the sort of line I'd be taking, only getting a wee bit out further just to get the car straightened up and get a good run into turn 3. Into turn 6 now. Important to get good traction out of here, and into 7, which is a very long corner, and sort of a little bit too aggressive into there. It needs to be a little bit smoother, but into turn 9 and 10 very nice, and then 11 and 12 now. A couple of cars on slow, runs a little bit wide into 11. See here, setup goes through 12. You can see the tyres bouncing, so he's running softer suspension. Now it could be just chat and honk. He could be running very hard suspension, but by the looks of things, but it bouncing very much, running softer suspension. And that's a 130.0, and that's put him P4, which is a very good lap. It's Freedom's now on pole with a 128 or 129.8, and Percy's going to blitz that with a 129.3. So that's 4 times quicker. We'll see what the gap is down the field. 5 seconds. So a little bit of field spread. In the top 9 there's .6 of difference. So to Mercedes Clyde, but they're in AI mode. There we go. That's everybody in now. I'll run you through the order whenever it pops up. Right, so we have Percy on P1, Freedom P2, Brooksy P3, Flea P4, Matty P5, Non-Human P6, DXT Hobo P7, Veloci Albi P8, Vasdale P9, Anthony P10, Matty Bot P11, DXT Nevo P13, Tim P14, El Stefano P15, Ari the Race Guy P16, Schiffer P17, Franzi P18, Kingslow and P19. So yes, should be a good race around China. A very long back straight around China will allow very good overtaking, but as it is raining, yes, he didn't check the weather, so it's raining. Oops indeed, that's the word, oops. Let's hope everybody has prepared for the wet conditions, or is ready for the wet conditions as we look forward to the race. We're just sitting waiting for people to go into the formation lap. Right, so interval, as we can see, Parsi now warming up his tyres. So it is intermediates for the first part of the race. So it didn't say there how long it's going to rain for. If anybody can give me some insight on how long it's going to rain for, it would be very much appreciated. As DXT Hobo and Veloci Jr. have been disqualified for a collision of some sort. While the person I expect to come through the field quite a lot is King Chalone, down in P19. I know he's a quick driver, and when it's just getting through the field is a problem in these intermediate conditions, because there'll be people spinning off who haven't enough downforce on, and people crashing, and maybe people aquaplaning if the rain gets any harder. So it will be hard to come through the field. If it was dry, it probably wouldn't make a difference, because I don't know what the caliber of driving is around in this league, but for most leagues, if you try to come from the back, usually there's a crash. Jeff says 10 minutes of rain, so 10 minutes of rain is possibly 8 or 9 laps, and then when the rain stops, it'll probably be 3 or 4 laps after that until the track dries out. So the race will be halfway through before the rain, before maybe slick tyres, and that will be the interesting period to see who goes for the soft tyres or the medium tyres first, who will be willing. But pre-race showed all race, so it could be a Jeff thing where he says one thing but it's actually another, he means another thing. So it could be it could rain all race, but looking by Matthew Green here, it says 10 minutes, so that'll probably be around halfway through the race. it'll stop. So we look forward to the grid now. For 5 red lights. Lights out and race on here in China. Percy gets a very good start there. Flea gets a very good start. And it's trying to overtake Freedom. As Flea goes wide. As we contact there. Brixie's dropped from P3. We're right on board with DXD Hobo. As we can see, 3 wide behind us. Is that an AI car? It is an AI car, as we see a bit of front wing going flying. As you can hear the car scrambling for traction. Brixie now looking to get past Veloci Ari, the race guy, is up a lot of a right few positions as well. We need interval. So this will be the crucial stage of the race to see who can keep their tyres in check. Kingsalome's not made a very good start there, as Percy's made a very good start and is starting to just pull out a wee bit of a lead, but DXT Maddie's not going to let him pull away. And Freedom's hanging on as well. But Freedom will be more closer to Veloci Abbey and Brixie and DXT Hobo, and then we have this battle behind, and then again from P7 down to maybe P10. Yeah, as we see now, I don't know who that is. The Ferrari pushes the Alfa Romeo off the track. As we have cars in the pits there. DXT Anthony is the Alpha Tauri. As Percy's dropped back. Oh, this is a glitch for Percy's in P1. Freedom, yeah, DXT Hobo is not in P1 because Percy's ahead. So it's a bit of a glitch. It says now Frenzy's in P1. That's not right, because Frenzy's in last position. Not last. There we go. We've a yellow flag in sector 1. It should be alright. King Shalom's now in a P14. As the Ferrari has now been overtaken by Gosnell, and Anthony's all over the place and he's running out of fuel as well. That's maybe a conscious decision to run without enough fuel, but personally I wouldn't do that, because I tend to be very heavy on the throttle in the rain. So there's not a lot going on here at the minute. Everybody's just finding their positions and getting settled in. Percy sits in 146.5, so it's a way off normally in the dry what they would be doing. So excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice. Apologies about that. Anyway, Percy's what was I saying? I forgot what I was going to say. Yes, they're very far off what they were doing in the rain, because in qualifying they were 10 seconds quicker, so actually 16 seconds quicker, because Percy did a 1:29 in qualifying. So we have another yellow flag. King's Rome has not made up that many positions. Maybe struggling with traction or tyre heating or something. two Red Bulls down the field. Al Stefano is the only driver only Red Bull driver who's realistically looking at points. We can see P10. Yellow flag. See yellow flag for. See Renault. Oh, let me enter that. If the stream stops, I will reboot it straight away. Percy's not really dropping the XT Mata too much. So we've another yellow flag, and that's a Renault stopped at the last corner who spun. So those tyres will begin to fire. He needs to come into the pits. You can see it's not going well. And we have another yellow flag. And you start looking at the track map to see where the yellow flags are. Always the XT-Matic, it's a very big slide on there and drops, getting off a half a second there, and drops right in the hands of Veloci AB. So yeah, it's not Freedom can't live up to his qualifying pace, but Brixie can't do it either. So there's a yellow flag. I don't know what for. Maybe just a game. Another yellow flag. I think these front lot are just sitting tight, waiting for each other to make a mistake. That's all they're waiting for. Sorry, I just hit my mic. As you can hear Veloci Abbey digging down in the third gear, coming out of the turn 4. As the XT-Matic runs a little bit wide there, so it's just nip and tuck. Is there any battles down the field? Yes, Tim, Kingsholm, Nevo and Frenzy is in a little bit of a battle here. All within a second. What's this from Tim's point of view? You can see the 4 cars there, 4-way battle, so this should be very interesting. This game is just unbelievable. As Kingsholm gets past in the sort of square hairpin, I'm going to call it, as this game is not going mad, showing yellow flag in turn 1 whenever there's nobody there. So I'm going to just ignore the yellow flags for now, because there's nothing happening. It's just every lap. Kingsholm will now be looking to pull away and catch up to Ari in P10. But Tim's coming back at Kingsholm. This is a very bad view. I'm going to go T-Cam. There we go. Tim didn't quite get past, and that's left him vulnerable to DXC Nevo. Once his camera is actually useful. Around the outside. Not quite round the outside. Right on board now. Can they get the traction down more? Should have went for it. The gap was there. You need to take the opportunities whenever they arise in the wet, because it's very hard to overtake in the wet. As we have another little battle here. DXT Hobo and DXT Anthony and Flea are all within a second of each other. Brixie and Freedom as well. DXT Hobo loses traction coming out of there. Thanks for the heads up. So it's female. So thank you, Matthew Green. So it's not Tim. Bit of a mistake, but oh well. Nothing learned. Anyway, watching this battle here. So it's a 4-way battle nearly, as we have Rosdell in the background. Estefano has dropped right down the field as well. This is Flea is looking to get past DXT Anthony. Doesn't get very good traction coming out of there. And neither does DXT Hobo. DXT Hobo doesn't seem to be getting very good traction, but nobody can sort of get up behind him, because I don't think Anthony really wants to get past his teammate, because they're playing sort of long game, kind of hold Flea up. But Flea's have none of it. He's trying to make a move, looking to get past Anthony. Would he go for it? No. You can hear the Honda snorting there as the Renault tries to see if they can make a move. There's the yellow flag just going mad. This Flea actually has a penalty. The Renault's sort of trying to make a move, not really, because it can't get enough traction in these sort of conditions. This is what happens. It's like a DRS thing, and we have our Renault stopped on track, and that shiver, we've nearly been lapped actually. So we'll look at the front. That's sort of stabilised at the front. And this is the battle we're looking at the minute. DXT Hobo, DXT Anthony and Flea. Gaps is stabilised now. It was sort of nip and tuck a couple of laps ago, but they're sort of just keeping them behind each other. As Brixie gets a 3-second time penalty, so there will be time penalties. I was actually expecting there to be more time penalties considering it is wet, but yeah, there's not that many time penalties. As Anthony runs wide and Flea has got past, or has he? Give me a good view. This is not a very good view there. Flea's not going to get past. Around the outside at turn 14, not quite able to make it. Can they get the traction back? No, he gets on the wet bit of the track and just cannot get the traction down. So that's a missed opportunity there by Flea. Flea runs a little bit wide, that leaves him vulnerable to the Renault, but the Renault also doesn't quite get good traction out of there, so it's it just needs to be very patient. And just Flea, you can hear the traction's just not there. Or he gets a big tank slap on the Renault's looking to make a move. Early dive. As the rain had stopped. So this is going to be very crucial for the race, and that's not a very sportsmanlike move. And that will result in a penalty, no doubt about that. GFO Vosdale has screwed Flea over, and there's no doubt about that. You can hear Flea struggling for traction. So this time last lap we were running line astern, all four divers now they're separated by at least 3, maybe 4 seconds, so one lap can make a lot of difference. But this is the sort of stage now where it gets very interesting, because who's going to bite the bullet and go for the slick tires first, because this is where it really matters. The two AlphaTauris here, sort of Anthony's sort of sitting behind the XT Hobo, but this isn't really helping because the Renault behind is catching up, and so is Flea. So the Renaults need to get a move on. The Renault is catching up of Vosdale, but can he catch enough? These AlphaTauris really need to get a move on. It's the XT Hobo really needs to get a move on, because he's holding his teammate up, and this is costing the team points. Honestly, what I would ask Jeff who's quicker, look at the last lap time, and if it's quicker, just let the teammate pass. That's what I would do. Take one for the team, as they say, because the Renault behind is catching up with Flea. It has actually dropped back a second, so Flea's obviously struggling on those tyres. As we've a couple of people in the pits, Ari's in the pits for a set of slick tyres. So Ari has gone first on the slick tyres. Too early. It's too early to go to the slick tyres, especially in the mediums. As you can see, he's just skating. You can see Nevo's gone on to another set of enters, and you can see Ari has just spotted it's drawn way too early on the slick tyres. And you can see a total lock up there by El Stefano, as Anthony has actually got past the XT Hobo, so we missed that. Will the XT Hobo try and get past again? No, but the Renault behind is catching quite a lot. So we have Haas in the pits. Freedom is in the pits. Is this for slick tires? Sure, they kept it. It's mediums. Going on to a set of mediums. So this is crucial for Freedom now. If they can get these tires to work, because there is still a lot of standing water on the track. As you can see, there's still a lot of spray coming off fleas, enters. So lap times will not be good. But next Anthony now has started to pull away from Hobo. What Hobo needs to do now is hold up Wasdale enough so whenever the drivers need to come in for the slick tires, they can pit on the same lap. So we've been looking for around a 4-second gap is what I would say is what's needed, because even if it is a bad pit stop, like 2.7 seconds, that gives them a 1 point something seconds buffer. As you can see, the Renault currently cooling the tyres. We'll look at who has gone on to what tyre. So pit stop, Freedom. Oh, so we have a Renault in the wall. I don't know. See if we can ride on board with Flea, see what's happening here. We have a virtual safety car. You can see Ari has come in for the soft tyre. I'm going to try and make that soft tyre work. Will anybody from the top come in now under this virtual safety car for the slick tyre? Because as Frenzy comes in, when El Stefano comes into the pits, and so does Alan. So two Red Bulls think it's time to go on the slick tyres, as Frenzy gets a day-3 penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. DXT Matter is actually falling behind Veloci Abu, so we missed that. I say that would be the advantage of having a co-commentator. If I tend to miss things, and that's the advantage of having a co-commentator. His Flea is actually dropping back. He's dropped back a second, 2 seconds from Bosdale so far. As Dixie Huber runs wide. The yellow flag, it's just a glitch. As Freedom, well, really, it's just been done by non-human. So this is the lap I said that everybody would be coming in. I was wrong. This is halfway through the race, and nobody, and we've only had a few people in, but they're really struggling. So it was a bad call by Freedom to come in, because Freedom was in a very, very good position. But yeah, it's just the way things work out. Friends is struggling. So we do have a couple of people. There's on and run wide, and two back markers just run wide. This is going to interfere. Is this going to interfere with the top battle as Abby tries to get past Percy? DRS hasn't been enabled yet, so Percy just needs to stay tight and hold position. If Percy locks up, and that would mean On needs to get out of the way now as well, so the lap traffic will play into this. Veloci Adby needs to get good traction. Didn't get that good a traction coming out of there. We've a lot more people coming into the pits. It's way too early. We're waiting on some of the top drivers to come into the pits now. I think it will be this lap. They will come into the pits, to be honest. Yellow flag and the whole circuit, so that's going to neutralise everything. It's basically a safety car, so nobody can overtake. It's a glitch. Do we have any battles down the field? We're looking for King Shalom's in the pits, so and for a front wing change and another set of enters. That's a bad call. If I was King Shalom, I would have come in for another for a set of softs. So as we have a car in the wall, we have a car in the wall. Who is that? That is the Renault. As we have a safety car. Safety car is out. So will Percy pit this lap and go on to mediums, hoping that the track dries out before the safety car is over? Or well, a little bit of a dangerous move there by Percy, but he's trying to get his delta back up. Yes, and Percy bites the bullet and comes into the pits, so it'll be interesting to see what tire in the top two come in for. Will they come in for the mediums, or will they try and make the softs go 12 laps? Mediums for Percy, and is that mediums? Mediums for AB as well. It gets harder to pronounce every time I look at that name, but anyway. As you can see, the tracks died out exponentially whenever they were in the pits, so DXT Matties actually stayed out, so that's a bad call. If I was DXT Matty, I would have come in. It will be quicker in the long run because the whenever the safety car is over, it will not be long till everybody goes on to the what am I talking now? I've lost my train of thought. Yes, it will not be long whenever the safety car will be going on long enough so that people who have pitted will be in the right window. So it would have been the lap they would have pitted whenever the safety car comes in. So everybody I think is on in Delta at the minute, so this might help the XT Matty out a little bit. As well as those been disqualified, so that's the two Renaults out. Let's see what they were disqualified for. Incidents disqualified for received multiple penalties. Oh, drive through and a drive through, so that was 4 drive-throughs, or actually one of them was King Shalom. So the DXT Matties in the pits will be losing a lot of positions. Yeah, Not very good from strategy call there from DXT Matty. As we've a lap car in between the two AlphaTauris here. It will be interesting to see if Veloci Abbey will be able to stay with Prix, because they were very good in the wet, but it could be a whole different thing whenever it comes to the dry conditions, because you don't know who's, and the track is going to be very green as well, or greasy, and it will be cold, so there will be very little grip to start with, because as you can see, there's still spray coming off the tyres. King Shalom's out of the session. Retired in the pits, so yeah, King Shalom doing the right thing there, retiring in the pits. You can see Veloci it's a little bit eager there. It's Frenzy's behind Adby on in front of Brooksy, so that will maybe play into Adby's hands, or AUB, as the lap car comes in now, so it'll not really make a difference. But Brooksy does have a time penalty of the wrong one. Frenzy's retired in the pits. Penalties, when he has a 3-second time penalty, so yeah, this will be very interesting to see who can switch the tyres on. Vostell has left the session, so yeah, a very bad day there for the four drivers who are out. And we've actually we're still waiting on still waiting on Azari retires. Crashed at turn 4. So these conditions are proving to be very tricky, because we've lost 5 drivers under the safety car at the minute, so we're still waiting on 4 drivers to catch up to the back of the pack. And so 2 Red Bulls, Alfa Romeo, as Frenzy has left the session, and Alfa Romeo on the 2 Red Bulls, but I don't think yes, that's Frenzy's car, so so just waiting on the you did a Russell? You did do a Russell. And if I'm right, you were in Russell's car as well. Or did you go for a Latifi? I would expect you to go for a Russell. Yeah, you actually did a Russell in Russell's car. As I think the safety car coming in this lap, yes, the 2 Rebels haven't caught up to the back of the pack, which will hamper them a little bit. Percy's got a very big gap already. I'm going to bunch everybody up. Turn 3. Yeah, it's just these things happen, don't they? Very good restart there by Percy. Dix Anthony's actually got power Brooksy there, so we've missed that. Ty Gambling lost out. Yeah, That's just the way it goes. You went too early on the medium tyres, and yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah, so Brooksy's lost the position there to DXT Anthony. Can DXT Anthony catch up to Veloci AAB? Because Veloci AAB doesn't seem to have the same pace in the day as they did in the WAT. This Flea now will be looking to get past DXT Hobo. Speaking of which, DXT Hobo was very wide and Flea's lost it. So this is going to be a very bad day for McLaren and Renault. Plumb lost. Any battles down the field. As we've a battle here, DXT Matty and Non-Human. Yellow flag in sector 3, glitch, Percy 136.2 I think it was. Freedom is having this little bit of a train here, 3 drivers, technically 4 because DXT Nevo is behind, he's just clinging onto the train. And Non-Human is all over DXT Matty. DXT Matty will be kicking himself after that poor strategy call. So seems to be a glitch in that back straight. At the front, Anthony has dropped back from Veloci AAB. So yeah, not good. Just can't keep the pace up. Non-Human, can he get past? Can they get past the DXT Matty? DXT Matty is actually looking to get past Freedom now. So, very wise DXT Matty to back out of that. Could have ended nasty. It's possible 1:35.5. So these lap times are coming down. DRS has been enabled as Non-Human goes down the inside of DXT Matty. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought Freedom would drop back a little bit, but yeah, Non-Human has got past. We actually missed the move because I was too busy fumbling about. DXT Matty's dropping back like a fly. Dropping back like a fly is not a saying. Why did I just say that? I don't know. But anyway, I do like to chat honk. Anyway, oh, Non-Human spun it! And that allows DXT Matty to get past again. So we're going to have to do the hard work all over again. As we still have a yellow flag situation on that back straight, so that's not looking good. As Brooksy's behind Anthony now. Can Brooksy get past Anthony? Will he dive? No, chooses to back out. DXT Matty is actually pulling away from Non-Human now, so it may have been a blessing in disguise for DXT Matty getting past by Non-Human, because Non-Human made that mistake. As Brooksy now and Anthony are side by side through turn 1 and 2. As Anthony stays in front, but now down into turn 5 and 6. Can Brooksy get around the outside as Anthony takes a very shallow line. Brooksy just cannot get the traction and get alongside because Anthony blocks him off. But this battle is not over, it's just getting started. Anthony needs to pull away a little bit here, so Brooksy doesn't get that much from the DRS, but Brooksy's very close behind, so it's just going to be a simple DRS overtake. I'm right aboard with Anthony. Anthony's got a lot of ERS. And Brooksy will be looking to get past here. Not quite close enough. I thought it would have been closer. So not quite close enough there by Brooksy. Maybe into turn 1 or 2 like he did on the last lap. Pressure with 1:33.8, so that's 2 seconds on that lap. And Brooksy just doesn't seem to be able to get enough straight line speed to get past Anthony now. As the XT now right behind Freedom. And I think Flying On is having a bit of a ding dong here. And Alan's in front, so will Flea dive it? No. A little bit of a scruffy battle there, so we'll cut away from that and cut on to the battle for P3. So what's the penalty situation like? So Brooksy's got 6 seconds and Anthony's got 3. So what Brooksy needs to do is keep the pressure on, see if Anthony will make another mistake. See if Anthony will make a mistake, sorry, not another mistake, and get another penalty, and just keep that pressure on. The XT is now looking to get past Freedom. Non-human at the back of this. So DXT right behind Freedom now. Will DXT be able to get enough speed down the back straight to get a move on? That back straight is very long, it's one of the longest on the calendar, but speaking of the back straight, will Brooksy be able to get past Anthony in the back straight as Brooksy gets a little bit of a snap of oversteer? And not quite be able to get past. DXT Matty not able to get past either, so was just sort of waiting for someone to make a move. Penalties, well, actually this is going to drop Brooksy down into P5, so it's going to drop him back to into the clutches of the XT Hobo. So AlphaTauri is going to have a very good race. The XT Matty not quite close enough to Freedom yet, but non-human is close enough to the DXT Matty to get past, so DXT Matty really needs to get him shift on. As Brixie's getting a bit of exit now out of turn 12 and 13. Can they get enough speed down the back straight to get past Anthony? That is the question. I don't think so. He's just too far back. Needs to get very good traction out of there. As non-human and freedom are just sandwiching DXT Matty here. As with a little bit of a battle behind as well, I think. Oh, am I saying this wrong? I'm saying it wrong. It's just me. I thought all the cars were clumped together there. Now, and Brixie's right behind Anthony now, so we're sort of switching between the two battles here and see who's going to make a move first. Is it DXT Matty or is it Brixie? Or non-human even? Non-human setting DXT Matty up for a move here, so DXT Matty just needs to stay patient because non-human has a penalty. What's the battle at the front for P3 right? Anthony Anthony seems to get a very good exit, but Brixie is quicker around that corner. Is the gap enough? As freedom is actually spun, so that's allowed DXT Matty and non-human to get past. Oh, Brixie's gone wide. Brixie has gone wide, so that's going to allow DXT Hobo past. And DXT Matty, and that's going to allow a load of drivers past, so a big mistake there by Brixie. Will be kicking themselves, so that's going to be an AlphaTauri 3-4 if Anthony can pull another couple of tenths on his teammate. Because the gap is 2.8 seconds at the minute, and Brixie's retired from the race in the pits. They will be very pissed about that. Who wouldn't be pissed off? As actually, I think his cars come out again. Anyway, right, we're right on board with so many battles going on. As Flea has gone onto the grass and spun and stuff. Just trying to find a little battle, and here we go. Non-human still behind DXT Matty. Non-human's very far back, nearly a second back. This is the battle we're looking at now. Can DXT Hobo keep the gap under 3 seconds? This is going to be very tasty. It's above 3 seconds, so at the minute Anthony will get P3 penalties applied. Is that anything? Just throwing everything on it now. As non-human just needs to do the same because it's not going to affect the race. So non-human's got 6 seconds worth. So that will put him down many positions. As the DXT Hobo just dropped back a second. The gap's 4 seconds now. No, Anthony has not got any more penalties, so this looks like it's going to be the final order, unless maybe Flea can get passed on. Stefano's a little bit too far away, but it's a points paying position, as actually Matty bought a spun. Non-humans not close enough, just not close enough to the EXT Matty to get that position. Flea will be looking to get past that on. Oh, Flea loses a lot of traction there, so you can hear the engine. As Percy's won, congratulations to Percy. We'll let you out in P2. I was going to say P second there, but that's not English. Well, that's English, but anyway. DXT Anthony P3, DXT Hobo P4, DXT Matty P5, Freedom P6, Non-Human P7, DXT Nevo P8, Mattybot P9, El Stefano P10, on P11, and Flea P12. So I'm just waiting on this guy who's 5 minutes behind the leader. Points, yes, you got points. P9. Nearly mucked it up. I think you had a little bit of a spin or something coming out of, was it turn 10? But yeah, managed to stay out of trouble. That's the main thing. So waiting for this Ferrari to finish. It could be an AI, I don't know if it's an AI or not. It does look like it could be an AI driver. But no. This will be the end of the race now. Or not. I don't know if anybody else is seeing this. What? Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, but it's just still going. It's stuck at 1 second. Definitely AI. Yeah, definitely AI. Yeah. Yes, this game will never fail to amaze me. Definitely glitch, yeah, I agree. I was looking to maybe see what the penalties was, and I'll have to do that here. It doesn't show them. For goodness sake. If it doesn't quit it this lap, I'm gonna leave. This is a new glitch. I've seen it before, to be honest. Right. So we're gonna quit to the main menu. Actually, I'll stop the stream before I do that. So if you did like this, make sure you tune in every week. I don't really know what to say now because I don't really do much. But anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that jazz. And well, I won't see you next week because I probably won't be commentating next week, but I'll see you sometime in the future. Make sure you tune in next week. yeah,